Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrowing the Field. And we're off to Kempton this week's Podblast, covering 3 of the races set to be run on their Saturday card, 2 over hurdles, as well as the Coral Trophy over the Kempton fences. And then, as always, it's up to Scotland we go for our Football Trixie Battle. Top, middle and bottom. That comes at the end of the show. But racing first, as always. And to Kempton, starting with the 1:15 race, the Coral Racing Club Handicap Hurdle. Hello, Ben. Welcome along, mate. And can you start us off with that one?
Morning, Tony. Yes, 1:15, Kempton. Nice chunky field to start things off with. Chunky. Can't say there's too many I fancy in it, but I ended up with a short list of Sea Invasion, Lord of Cheshire, and a Mark of Gold. Sea Invasion represents the Chris Gordon Yard. He won the race 2 years ago, and he does have some decent, albeit limited, stats in Kempton handicap hurdles since 2022, especially with his 5 to 7 year olds that had at least 3 starts in the current season. His 3 wins and 3 places from 8 qualifiers with those types. Sea Invasion makes his handicap debut here. He steps up to a mid-range trip for the first time as well. He gained his handicap marks in 3 2-mile maiden hurdles. The last of those came at Kempton on Boxing Day, where he finished 4th. The form of that race looks decent as well, with the 2nd and the 3rd both winning since. So I think Sea Invasion, I expect him to step on here. Lord of Cheshire comes here off the back of a fall at Sandown end of January. At least relatively flexible with regards to ground. He is winning and plays form as well in big fields. And he looks happy. It's going right-handed, I think. He has one left-handed, but to jump right at a couple of his flights. So I do think he's best this way around. And Tristan Davies has had a couple go close in this race previously. So Lord of Cheshire, he's also on my radar. And then there's last year's winner, Mark of Gold. Now he's £7 higher this year, but he is sliding back down the weights from his peak mark and dropping back to a class he might just spark him back to life. He's 6 wins and a place from 10 starts at Class C level and Class 4 level. That's all 6 of his hurdle wins. Gary Moore does also like to target this race. He's won it 4 times previously. All 4 of his winners were running in the race off a break of 30 days or more. He sent 6 to the race for that profile, 4 of 1. Mark of Gold comes here off a 42-day break, and so he could well run himself into a place at decent odds. But Sea Invasion is the one I like. Now, he was 8 to 1 or bigger when I was pulling this analysis together on Thursday, but he said there's been plenty of support actually for him, because he's now best priced 13 to 2, a general 5 to 1, but I get that, and I do expect him to step forward plenty. Now he's in a handicap and up in trip. So Sea Invasion for me, Tony. What have you got?
Yeah, and Chris Gordon among the winners yesterday with that Hidden History winning at Lingfield. And that's the mud bath that was Lingfield. So, Chris, yeah, good shout there. Ben, I've had a few there, but I've just come down on the side of one of yours on the short list as well. I agree with Lord of Cheshire in sort of hitman colours there of Jed Mason. And this will be worth watching if there's any money for it. It's currently 9 to 1 for Nigel Twiston-Davies, Sam Twiston-Davies. He's 3 from 8 over hurdles, 2 lengths clear in second when falling at the last at Sandown last month. He's 2 from 3 on soft ground, Ben, and he's won in a race of this size as well. So that's another plus for him. And he's 2 from 5, as you mentioned, right-handed, hitting the frame on a further occasion. I like him going right-handed. And 2 of his 3 career wins have come in February and March. So a bit of a spring horse, hopefully, Lord of Cheshire for me in the 1:15. Moving on to the 3 o'clock now at Kempton, the Dovecote Novices Hurdle, the Grade 2 Novices Hurdle over 2 miles. What's your fancies in this, Ben? I think we're in total agreement on this race, mate, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. similar to actually a couple of races we covered last week, the Dovecote. It's another one of those races where you want to be wary of following the winner next time out. The last 25 winners of the race, only one of them won next time out. In fact, 25 of those 25 winners, only 2 of them finished first or second next time out. So 23 of them ran next time out and finished third or worst on their next start. If you look at horses that finished in the first 3 in the Dovecote and went on to run in a Grade 1 next time out, 31 of them, all 31 of them were beaten. So worth just being a little bit wary of the Dovecote runners next time out. Looking at this year's renewal, my shortlist is Lump Sum, Fiercely Proud, and Eddie Wood. Now, I do have the front 2 in the market on that short list, but it's worth bearing in mind that 11 of the last 13 renewals have been won by either the favourite or the second favourite. The 2 renewals that were not were won by the third favourite. So the market has been an excellent guide for this race in recent years. A Lump Sum has shown decent form in all 5 of his career starts to date. He finished second last time out in a Grade 2 Doncaster, the Rossington Main. I can see why he's sitting at the head of the market. My one concern would be that offspring of his sire, Authorised, offspring that are age 5 or older, they don't have the best record at Kempton in hurdles and chases. They're only 1 from 43, so potential concern there for the favourite, Lump Sum. Fiercely Proud, he also ran in the Rossington Main at Doncaster, finished third, just under a length behind Lump Sum. That was his first defeat over hurdles in 3 starts. Could potentially turn that form around. I think he's one of those that could be best going right-handed as well. It's 3 from 3 on a right-handed track. He's 1 from 4 on a left-handed track. He doesn't have much to find with the favourite. Trainer Ben Pauling, he's won the race before. He's had 1 runner in it. That was Global Citizen. That was a winner. And Ben Pauling obviously has his runners in bouncing form just now as well. He's got around about a 50% strike rate in the past week or so. So Fiercely Proud is definitely catching the eye. Of the others, ID Wood is perhaps the one that's been missed by the market. He won or placed in all 5 of his career starts to date, 2 from 4 over hurdles. His third placed finish in a Grade 2 at Cheltenham's October meeting looks like very solid form. He was 4.5 lengths behind Look Away that day. Look Away finished second in the Great Wood Hurdle and then second in the Grade 1 Shallow Hurdle on his next 2 starts. The second horse, Camsinas, won a Grade 2 next time out. So that race from Cheltenham's October meeting does look strong. So I think Eddie Wood could get himself involved. At the prices, though, of the 3 I just covered, I'd probably side with Fiercely Proud. So Eddie Wood, I think it could be an interesting outsider to take a stab at. But Fiercely Proud for me. Tony, what are you thinking?
I'm with you, mate. I'm with you all the way on Fiercely Proud. I do fancy him against the favourite Lump Sum, who is also on my shortlist, as is Eddie Wood for trainer Jamie Snowden and Gavin Sheehan in the saddle. Shame there's only 7 going to post, but nobody. Well, actually, Sky Bet and William Hill are going 3 places, 14-1 for Eddie Wood. So Sky Bet and William Hill paying 3 places on this 7-runner contest. So that could be worth a little bit of each way there. Eddie Wood for Jamie Snowden. But yeah, I'm with you with Lump Sum and Fiercely Proud on my shortlist, and definitely with Fiercely Proud the outcome. I won't be dutching the front 2 in the market. I'll be back in Fiercely Proud at 100-30. It's winner of a couple of Class 4 contests in November and December before 2-length, third of 5 behind Jericho de Reponet, is it, at Doncaster last month in the Grade 2 Rossington Main, as you say there. And just looking at on the ground, the instant expert on ggs.co.uk, on the instant expert that we've got here, that he is on the going on soft ground, Fiercely Proud. He has won. He won at Cheltenham in January, just over a year ago, in a listed bumper as well on New Year's Day. On soft ground there. So a winner already on soft ground. Fiercely Proud for me in the 3 o'clock there, Ben. So fingers crossed we go well there. On to the 3:37 at Kempton. Coral Trophy Handicap Chase. Class 1 Premier Handicap over 3 miles. Your fancies in this one, the 3:37 at Kempton, Ben?
Yeah, a couple in here I've had on my radar for a few starts now. A couple that looked to have prime conditions. Those 2 being Bow to Greatness and Killer Kane. I also think Il Ridotto and Blackjack Magic are of some interest as well. Bow to Greatness went to my notebook after his 5th at Cheltenham Trials Day. A run that was, I think, a much better effort than the bare form probably suggests. He was the best of those that were ridden mid-pack or from out the back. The race that they very much favoured those that were on or near the pace throughout. He dropped a handy £2 to 133 for that run. He looks to have his prime conditions to shoot for here. On good to softer. A break of less than 60 days and not a grade 1 or grade 2 contest. Under those conditions, he's 2 wins of 4 placed efforts from 8 starts. I think this looks a great spot for Bow to Greatness to finally open his chase account. Killer Kane, he caught my eye with a solid run at Kempton at the start of this month. He should come on for that because he's another of his best of breaks of less than 60 days. He ran 5th in this race last year off a £4 higher mark, and he also hopefully has his prime conditions to attack here. In February to April and off breaks of less than 60 days, he is 4 wins and 2 places from 7 starts. So I can see Killer Kane running well again at a track he's won twice at previously over the fences. Il Ridotto, he catches my eye because I've been wanting to see him try something different with him for a while now. He's basically just been bashing away at Cheltenham in 2.5 mile handicap chases. Amazingly, 7 of his last 8 races have been 2.5 mile handicap chases at Cheltenham. Obviously, he's been running well in plenty of those races, but he just keeps finding at least one too good for him. So I think the step up to 3 miles and away from Cheltenham, I think is well worth an explore from Connections. And Blackjack Magic is the other one on my shortlist. I think he should be helped by this return to ground with some cutting it. His last 2 starts have come on good ground. And if you look at him on good to softer, over 2 mile 3 or further and carrying 11.10 or less, 5 wins from 6 starts. So Blackjack Magic is also a potential interest for me. But the one that interests me the most is Bow to Greatness. Ben Pollen doesn't send many chasers to Kempton. So it's actually only his 26th chaser. If you look at his 7 and 8-year-old chasers that had at least one seasonal run, 5 wins in 3 places from 14 starts, 53 points profit. So hopefully Bow to Greatness can add to those stats in this handicap. Tony, what have you got?
2 for me in this, mate. I've got Forward Plan and Il Ridotto. I'm with you on that one. Forward Plan for Anthony Honeyball. Ben Godfrey in the saddle there. Hopefully he won't get too far back in a race that is advantageous to be racing prominent or in mid-division behind the early leaders. So I'm hoping Forward Plan is sort of ridden in mid-division tomorrow. If he's ridden out the back in the last 2 or 3, then I think we have a problem from the start. He finished, he won at Doncaster in December before a nose second, beating a nose at Doncaster over 3 miles on good ground in a Grade 3 contest, the Great Yorkshire Handicap Chase in January, just at the end of last month. So Forward Plan, a little bit of an each way sneak there. And Il Ridotto, who goes well on this ground. He won at Cheltenham last January, just over a year ago on soft ground. He also finished this season. He's finished 3rd at Cheltenham, as you were alluding to, Ben, in 2.5 miles. 3rd of 14 behind stablemate Stage Star in November, and 2nd of 12 behind Fugitive when he was just nutted late on there in that race in December, the December Gold Cup handicap chase at Cheltenham, when Fugitive came from another county, as they say. So Il Ridotto for me at 9-1. That'll be worth watching in the betting as well tomorrow to see if there's any market moves for Il Ridotto as he steps up to 3 mile. And then Forward Plan for Anthony Honeyball. And please take care of your slips if you're holding your slips. And if he's in the last 3 in the first couple of fences, 3 slips away, basically. Moving on, Ben, we've got of course, the one you've been waiting for. It is top, middle and bottom.
Oh, golly, what a boy! The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, jeez, he peeps, man.
Yes, a bit of the pod you've been waiting for, top, middle and bottom. Here we go. Before this week's selections, Ben, an update on the current state of play, please.
Yeah, one win for me last week. Tony, 2 wins for you.
2 winners? How much have I gone up there, mate?
Well, just you wait. I mean, hope you're sitting down. Returns of -4 for me. Tony, plus 0.03. Oh, it's not a loss. Current totals, me, -4.6. Tony, -36.3. Would have been -36.33. But, you know, all good. Normal 3 leagues for us this weekend. My top, middle and bottom this week is top Wraith Rovers to beat Ayr at 13-10. Wraith stopped their mini slump with a last gasp winner against Dundee United last week, and what a strike it was as well. Keeper had no chance, as they say. I think they should be fired up here to keep their title challenge going. So Wraith Rovers for me in the top section. Middle, Montrose to beat Queen of the South at 2-1. Queen of the South have been struggling a little bit for goals in recent games. Somehow only managed to muster up a 1-1 draw with Edinburgh City last week. Montrose are in better form. If you ignore their midweek defeat at Falkirk, which, I mean, everyone gets beat by Falkirk, then they've been on a decent run right now. So I will plump for Montrose here. The price just looks too big for me. And if for some reason you're at a loose end on Saturday, you can watch this game, Montrose against Queen of the South, on BBC iPlayer. I don't know whose decision it was to put that game on. I mean, they must have been drunk or lost a bet. But yeah, Queen of the South versus Montrose can be watched live. So, you know, if you're at a loose end or just a bit crazy,
blimey,
watch it. And the bottom, where we are, bottom, Spartans to beat Bonnyrigg Rose at 21-20. Bonnyrigg definitely struggling for goals right now. Failed to score in 5 of the last 6 matches. Had a tough away trip up to Peterhead midweek. Failed to put away Peterhead, who were down to 10 men for the second half. So long journey. Didn't take advantage of the situation. Spartans are gunning for second place in the table, well within their grasp. And it is Spartans for me in the bottom section. So my top, middle and bottom. Top, Wraith Rovers. Middle, Montrose. Bottom, Spartans. Tony.
Spartans. Yeah, I went for Spartans last week because I sort of heralded a Blair Nice Hair Henderson who has taken over the leading goal scorers. But unfortunately, I put the mockers on him, and he's now got he's currently holds the couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo, or cow's ass with couldn't hit a cow's ass with a banjo trophy at the minute. Yeah, I do apologise. Blair Nice Hair Henderson there from the Spartans. Hope he can do some good on Saturday and get Ben back in the winners' enclosure. Championship for me, Morton at home to Airdrie. Morton unbeaten at home last 5 games, winning 4 of them, 10-11. A bit of a shorty there. Queen of the South against Montrose. I've got a draw at 14-5. If you're watching on the iPlayer,
you'll be watching, Tony, won't you?
No, I think I might give it a bit of a miss, to be honest.
You sure?
If it's the last 5 minutes and it's 0-0, I might tune in.
Oh, yeah.
But possibly not. Queen of the South and Montrose draw at 14-5, and Forfar away at East Fife at 11-5. East Fife have not won at home for 5 games, and Forfar have lost 1 of their last 4 away games, including 2 draws and 2 wins and a draw as well. So Forfar away at East Fife for me there in League 2. So Forfar, Queen of the South, Montrose draw, and Morton at home to Airdrie, my 3 for top, middle and bottom. Many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing Podblast, everybody. Thanks very much. Thanks for your kind words as well. And thanks. Hopefully, best luck with your betting at Kempton this weekend. Remember, if you're an early riser, you can catch me on Shed Hot Radio. All the latest racing news and updates weekdays between 6 and 9. And you can catch more from Ben over on narrowinthefield.co.uk. Big thanks for listening. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers, Tony.
And have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye.